Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Precious. Who missed me? I know you guys did miss me. I also missed you guys. I am sorry I have not been posting as frequent as I'm supposed to, but I mean, I'm here right now, right? So how are you doing? I'm owing you guys 2 videos. I'm supposed to make a hair tutorial on top one. I haven't been able to do that, and my hair is almost like 3 months post relaxer. Yeah, and I don't know if my hair can still do that. I'm even surprised that I have left my hair without making it for about 3 months. That's very unusual. Like, I can't wait to see the resultant effect. But aside that, yes, my hair is doing very fine. The second video is supposed to be on the continuation of our talk on the fear of marriage, and this is that video where we'll be talking about the fear of marriage. So last time we talked about 5 things about the fear of marriage, and today we'll be talking about how to overcome the fear of marriage. And I forgot to say the other time that the fear of marriage is also known as gamophobia. Yes, so it's like a real thing and people take therapy for it. And like we said in the previous video, so if you have not watched my previous video on the fear of marriage, 5 things you should know about the fear of marriage, I will put it in the description box and we'll also link it somewhere here. Yes, so today, as you have read from the title, we are going to be talking about 5 things you can do to overcome your fear of marriage. Trust me, it's very needed. Like we discussed in a previous video, if you do not deal with certain kinds of fear, it will strain your relationship or relationships, and it's just going to put emotional pressure and pain on you, and that is what you don't want to live with. You don't want to live with emotional baggage, load, burdens. Nah, you don't want to live with any of that. You just want to live freely, happy, and light-hearted. At least we also discussed that if you don't want to get married, let it be that you don't just want to get married, right? Let it not be that it's because you're afraid of marriage, like we said in our previous video. I'm referencing the previous video so that you will go and check it out. So if you have not checked it out, please do well to watch it before you come watch this one. All right, so let's get into today's video. 5 things you can do to overcome the fear of marriage. These are practical steps you can take, and don't force yourself. Just take it one step at a time. I believe in learning, growing. I believe in developing oneself. So I think this is what you can do over time. No pressures. No pressures. No pressures. Okay? Alright. So the very first one on our list is you need to determine to grow. You need to be determined to grow. Like I just said, I believe in everyone being a better version of themselves in whatever aspect of your life, be it your friendships, be it in your values, be it in your career, your academics, whatever. You just need to be the better version of yourself. Growth is inevitable. The day you stop growing is the day you begin to die. Don't mind me, I'm just saying that it's just better. You're better off being one step better than you used to be last year. I mean, that's the reason for yearly resolutions and goals and all of those things. Is because of growth, right? So why would we want to grow in every area of our lives and not grow in terms of our mindset concerning marriage or in terms of our mentality? One thing I usually say is that maturity does not come with age. What do I mean by that? Sometimes you think, oh, it's because when I get to 30 I'll be able to make better decisions. No, it doesn't work that way, right? Maturity comes not with age, but the quality of things you expose yourself to, right? So determined to grow in every aspect of your life. It's not easy to read books except those who love to read, right? So sometimes it's even a struggle for a lot of us, right? Yeah, so but be determined to grow. Be determined to grow in every sphere and aspect of your life. Be determined to be a better version of yourself, right? Such that you're not leaving any stone unturned. So in your relationships, in your friendships, you're working as being a better friend. You're working at being a better partner. You're working at being a better colleague. You're working at being a better neighbor. You're working at being a better church member. You're working at being a better Christian. You're working at being just a better version of yourself, and it feels good. Trust me, I have been there and I am there right now, and it feels good. I don't know if you've ever had people tell you that, oh, like, you have changed and you've changed a lot, or I like how you turned out to be. It helps you to just build a very good self-esteem, a self-esteem that is not easily broken, shattered, or destroyed. That is one of the immense benefits of developing yourself, right? And you can do this through reading books. You can do this through listening to particular speakers. You can do this through reading your Bible as a Christian. You can do this through a lot of ways, but just be intentional about your growth. You can even do it through take coaching courses. There's immense coaching by DDK, that's Pastor Debola Dejukurumi. So there are things you can do to grow, and you need to be intentional about it. That's the first thing you need to do. I'm saying this because any relationship is as good as the people in the relationship. I'll take that again. Any relationship is as good as the people in the relationship. So when I say relationship, I'm not just talking about the normal relationship that leads to marriage, courtship, out of this kind, any form of relationship at all, whether friendship, relationship between siblings, family relationships, whatever the kind of relationship is as good as people in it. So if you are whole, if both of you or all of you are whole in that relationship, then the relationship will be healthy or healthier than a relationship that has one person whole and the other person not whole or stunted in growth. You would see that there'll be friction, right? So any relationship is as good as the people in it. So whether you're in a relationship right now with someone, in terms of you're thinking of marriage with that person or settling down with that person, or you are not, it is good that you are determined to work on yourself and grow, right? I tell people, if you do the things you ought to do, right, when it comes to marriage, you're not supposed to be struggling with those things. What do I mean? If you're kind, if you're caring, if you are understanding, if you've learned how to talk with your friends and settle issues like conflict resolution, those are things that are very important in your life, just in your daily living, such that when you're in a relationship, you're not trying to now learn conflict resolution or learn how to discuss matters or learn how to communicate your feelings or how you've been hurt. You see, so the things that you do as a human being are the things you still do in marriage. Marriage is not like an outer space or something. I don't know how to put it. It's a part of your life. It's just that you're just doing a little bit more than you will be doing if you're not if you're not married and you're just committed, right? So I'm spending time to talk about growth because it's really something that affects relationships and marriage. The mindset, the mentality. I don't know if you've experienced people talk and you're like, how can this person reason like this? How can this person talk like this? I don't know if you've ever experienced it, but this is where it starts from. Determined to grow. Be determined to grow, to be a better version of yourself, right? That's the very first thing. When you have a healthy self-esteem, when you have a healthy understanding of who you are, when you have a healthy understanding of the kind of person you are, you understand your own values, then you'll not be able to even start thinking about how you can fit in this society, how you can relate with people, how you can relate in your community, and then how you can relate in marriage, right, or in a relationship. But first, you need to know you. You need to be able to be a better version of yourself. And this leads me to the second point. Second point is learn about yourself. Change is constant. So in marriage, like I said in my previous video, the reason why people fear marriage or have gamophobia is because there is a lot of uncertainty. Change is constant. So let's go back to the point. Learn about yourself. Know yourself. Man, know thyself. It's very funny how human beings, we tend to learn about other people and taking their good sides and canceling out their bad sides and their wrongs, and we are blindfolded to our own excesses, faults, even our good deeds. Some of us downplay our attitudes, our habits, our good sides. Like, we don't feel we're good enough. You need to learn about yourself. As I'm talking to you, I'm talking to myself too. I need to learn about myself, right? So learning about yourself is what helps you to understand. Learning about yourself is what helps you to understand what you like, what you don't like. Helps you to know what you can take, what you can't take, and it helps you to know how to get better. For instance, there's some things that you can't take that are really silly, like very silly, like unrealistic. So you begin to ask yourself certain things like, is it core to a relationship? Is this something that can be regarded as a value, or that can form my value system? If it wouldn't like be qualified to form your value system, then I think it should just be like something minor that you do not like. So you begin to categorize your likes, your dislikes, the things that trigger your emotions, the things that trigger like you to be angry, and you begin to work on those areas of your life that needs to be worked on, right? You need to know your character. Ask people, let your close friends tell you, have frank discussions with people. Ask them, how do you see me? Like, what do you think about me? When you begin to ask these kind of questions, it brings you to the consciousness of who you think you are versus who you really are. And it might shock you sometimes if you've not had a conversation. I think that's one of the conversations you should be having with your close friends. If you are not, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you have been talking about. Well, I mean, it's something you should have to talk about with your close friends. Ask them how they see you, so that you begin to, it even helps you to learn about yourself. Helps you with the first point, which is developing and growing, right? Yes. So that's what you should do. These two things are very important because it helps to build your value systems, helps to build your communication skills, it helps you to build your conflict resolution skills, it helps to help you understand people, understand how you act, why you act the way you act, why you react the way you react, your triggers, the things you like, the things that spurs you on, the things that things like a mess up your day. You begin to just learn about who you really are, and it gives you that, it helps you to be comfortable in your own skin. Sincerely speaking, it's a different level of revelation, sincerely speaking. So these two things are the things that I would need you to do first and foremost. And then once you've learned those things, you can now come to the third point. The third point is to identify the exact causes of the fear. If I say that I'm afraid because I would be cheated on, or I would be beaten up in the marriage, I mean, you would say it's valid, because nobody wants to be beaten and nobody wants to be cheated on, right? So those are valid reasons. However, beating is the effect. It is not the root cause. It's not the cause. That is the effect. So you need to be able to know, what are those root causes of the fear? What are those things that really would lead to beating? So you need to actually think about those things. Identify the causes of the fear. You need to have a conversation with yourself and know at what point did you begin to have this fear. You need to go back to the memory lane and throw these things out. You need to be able to deal with it, right? And you do not need to deal with it alone, right? We're getting there. That will be the fourth point. But at this point, you need to be honest with yourself. If you're able to identify and pick those things out and go back to their roots, for instance, if you say you don't want an abusive partner, right? And that is because perhaps your parents or somebody in the family, maybe an aunt or an uncle, had an abusive partner. That's like a valid reason, and that's like the effect. Now, what you do not want is you don't want to marry an abusive partner. But what was the wrong thing your aunt or one of your parents did that made them marry an abusive partner? Did they see the signs? If you had to have a conversation with them, what did they see? What was the things they saw? And I tell people, even if you will deceive anybody in this world, do not deceive yourself. When it comes to relationships, when it comes to marriage, when it comes to marital decisions, please do not deceive yourself. Do not deceive yourself. Do not deceive yourself. So at this point, you're identifying those causes of fear. What are those things you're afraid of, and why are you afraid of them, right? If you have to pen them down, write them down. And the first thing is to involve somebody. It's advisable you talk with someone who is married, a counselor, a Christian counselor, right? Such that you're able to weed out those things, right? Weed out those things. They say marriage is not perfect, but the degree of perfection matters, Yes, so marriage is a union of people, two forgiving partners, two people who are willing to tolerate, to forgive, to compromise, to make sacrifices, two people who are willing to walk that journey together. And it's every day. You make that decision every day. People think that is the vow was done on the day of the wedding and then that's all. But every day you wake up, it's a new vow. It's a new promise. It's a new day to forgive, a new day to tolerate, a new day to enjoy each other, a new day to have fun with each other, a new day to quarrel, and a new day to make up. So I feel like identifying the third point, identifying what triggers the fear, what caused the fear, digging it down to the root cause, as well as talking to a trusted counselor, if possible certified Christian counselor. But look for somebody, a trusted person you can speak with and be willing to listen, be willing to hear, and pray about it. My fifth point is to pray about it. The Bible says perfect love casts out fear. The Bible also says that God has not given us a spirit of fear. So that is why I said earlier and also in my previous video that even if you don't want to get married, it is fine. But don't live in that bondage. Don't live in that cage, right? Because even if true love comes, you won't see it. You won't see it. You won't see it, and you won't be lighthearted. You won't be free. You won't be happy. You would say, oh, I'm happy, like marriage is not my answer, but deep down that you're not. Why? Because there's a fear, and you're just wishing if that fear can be removed. Perhaps it can. It really can, right? And I'm talking about this because I've been there before. I've had times where I'm just like, this marriage thing, like what's happening? But at this point, I've told myself, if there are only 5% of marriages that are working in the world, man is gonna be a part of it, right? So so fifth one is to pray about it. Pray about that fear. Pray to God about it. He's the one that understands it better, right? And pray for your spouse, pray for your future spouse. It's very important, right? Pray for your future spouse. Pray for your future spouse. Like everything you don't want to see in a man or in a woman, send it to God and ask him, please don't bring it my way. Don't bring it my way. Don't bring it my way. Another bonus point would be to be true to yourself. Like I said before, do not deceive yourself. If you see those traces, don't go headlong into it. Be accountable to people when it comes to a relationship. You don't have to do it alone, and know who you're talking to, know who you're talking with, and above all, pray. In all, I feel like if you have a very good self-esteem and you know what you want, you can identify what it is that you really want. Because I think sometimes human beings, we just know what we don't want. We don't want an abusive marriage. We don't want a partner who will cheat. We don't want this or that. But we don't know what we really want. if you ask us what we really want, we begin to say peripheral things, things that don't make sense, things that are not core, right? So knowing yourself will help you to know the core things, the basic things, the fundamental things that you would like in a person. And those are the things you begin to watch out for and look out for. And God willing, and you being truthful to yourself, and you being accountable, and praying to God about it, you would see that you're able to make better choices, right? And even if the relationships don't work out at some point or sometimes, you would still not like be angry with yourself. You will still be glad that you made the decision to opt out after seeing red flags and signs. You'll be happy you did, right? So please guys, please be true to yourself. Be true to yourself. Be true to yourself. Don't let anybody pressure you. Don't let society pressure you. Be happy with others. Your own will come. And until your own comes, keep living, keep believing, and keep being happy. I cannot say this enough. Alright. And last of all, when you sense true love and you've spoken with people about it, you pray to God about it, give it a chance. Give true love a chance. That will be my second bonus tip to you, right? So thank you so much for listening. I hope this has helped somebody out there. I hope it has helped you as much as it did help me. As I'm talking to you, I'm also learning, sincerely speaking, and I'm glad I'm sharing this with you because like I said, I have once been there, but I didn't have that high level of gamophobia. But there was a time I was like, this marriage thing. But now, like I said, if there are only going to be 5% of marriages that are working in the world, mine would be a part of it. And it's not just by words. We have to put in action, and these are the ways we put action to our words. So I hope this helped you in any way. If it did help you, please give this video a thumbs up. Like this video, guys. Subscribe if you are watching this video or you watched any of my videos and it has resonated with you in one way and you have not subscribed. Now subscribe. Why? So please do subscribe, like, comment, share this video with your loved ones, friends, family, neighbors, church members, anybody. And thank you for watching. Till I come your way again, take care of yourself and God bless you. Bye.